Okay guys, I'm going to go over with you a couple of rigs that I tie. Now these rigs have worked for me. I've caught some decent fish with these rigs, and if nothing else, man, I like tying my own rigs. You know, you walk into a tackle store and you pretty much something catches your eye about the way a rig is tied, or the way it looks, by the color or the shape of it, and something catches your eye. So I like to do that myself. I like to look at if nothing else, to me, these rigs look good to me. And I've had success with these rigs, and plus it's a sense of accomplishment just tying your own rigs. Now I don't know about how economical it is. I think it is. I think it's worth the money that you pay for these pre-tied rigs. I like just doing the work because it gives me something to do. Now what I've done here is I've already pre-tied or snelled this hook here, and I'm using a Kale hook, and this is a 1/0 hook. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a 1/0 hook, and it's a Kale hook. And what I like to use these for is for live bait and chunk bait. And I like to throw bloodworms on this. I like to put minnows on this. And what I've come to find out is that fish have a hard time swallowing this type of hook. It gives a great hook set, especially with trout and redfish. And I really like this hook. So what I'm going to do here is kind of dress it up. So what I have here, I have it already pre-leadered with some fluorocarbon. And this is cigars. And this is 20-pound test cigars, red label, fluorocarbon. I like this as a leader. And what I want to do is kind of pretty this thing up a little bit. And what I have here, I'm going to add a blade. I'm going to add a bullet weight. Okay, add a bullet weight. I also have a Fisher, Bill Fisher, 100% stainless steel, and these are 400-pound tests. This is kind of overdoing it, but I like these type of swivels here. These are crane barrel swivels, and again, it's probably overkill as far as 100-pound, 400-pound test here. Okay, but I like to use these. Also, I'm going to use these beads. Now, these beads are kind of special to me because I've used beads in the past, and I've got these beads from like a Walmart. I got these beads from Walmart, and what I like about them is the reflectivity, or the reflection that these types of beads give off in light. Okay, and I have gold here, and I also have what is called like a pearl. Okay, now what I've used in the past is almost like what you get in the store. It's almost like an orange type bead. And what I've come to find out, these beads aren't bad, and they've worked for me. But I went to Walmart one day, and I saw these beads here. And what's good about these beads here is that they're very reflective. They almost put off a rainbow type reflection. All right, even though they're red, they have almost like a rainbow type reflection to it, which I think works well. Okay, so those are the things I'm going to use here. And what I normally do is I start off with a couple of beads here. I start off with a couple of beads. Let me get a couple out for you here. Okay. And I'll pour a couple out right here. And they're pretty small. Okay, these things are pretty small, and unless you got a good pair of glasses on, these things can give you a fit. Okay, so I like to put a couple beads on, and again, these are for an attractant. Okay, these are for to be an attractant. And again, you can use anything you want, but it's just the fact that I am able to do this myself. It gives me a sense of accomplishment here. Okay, I put about 3 or 4 of these on, Okay, and what I do is now what I'll do is I'll drop my blade. I'll drop my blade on. Okay, you can see that there. I have about 4 beads here. I'll take this bevel type blade here. It's a small blade. You can see how small it is. Probably about as big as my one of my index on my first finger. And even though I do have clevises to put this on, I like to put it on what I call naked. Okay? I drop that on, and I make sure it clears, and it clears pretty good. It's not going to get in the way of anything here. Okay. All right. Now, what I'll do is I will drop on my red beads. Okay. If we can get them out with my big manly fingers there. We'll take out a few. Something right here. Okay. Okay. Now let's set a couple on here. And again, I like to use about 3 or 4 on here. You know, whatever suits me. Okay. And just for demonstration purposes, we'll put about 3 on here. Okay. Now, in some of my videos, I've caught some nice fish with this type of system here. Okay. And now, what I'll do is I'll put on a weight, and in this case I'm going to use a bullet weight. Okay. And basically this is how this sits. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right, this is my rig, and then I will tie on one of my barrel swivels. And again, you can just put a loop on the end if you like. You can put any attachment that you want here on your rig, but basically all I'm going to do is do a uni knot here. I go around about 5 times, 5-6 times. And I really don't bother wetting the rig. I just kind of pull it real slow. So again, it doesn't burn the line. Okay. And what I'll do here is I'll trim it. As this is it. Okay. And again, you can make your leader any length that you think that you need. And I don't really need it that long. And I say this is about 1 foot, 14 inches or so, 16 inches. And basically this is how this rig looks. Okay? Alright. Okay, that's just one of my rigs. This is one of my favorites. And what I'll do, guys, is hopefully I can get some footage of this working. And you can see the type of fish that I catch that with. Okay. Okay. And I'll let you know how this works. Okay, guys, thanks.